Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
Like, they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
This upcoming YNW Melly trial will be very different from the first one, as it was just announced today. YNW Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton, the daughter of state witness Felicia Holmes, was arrested while re-entering the country on Sunday afternoon, January 26. She has been booked and detained in Miami County. She expected to not receive a bond, as a warrant was already issued for her during the first trial. Hamilton is expected to be questioned about claims of witness tampering and the whereabouts, as Mariah has been on the run ever since before the original trial. The feds have many questions, as she does know the literal truth of what happened to YNW Sack Chaser and YNW Juvie. The feds investigated Mariah's iCloud, where they found suspicious activity relating to YNW Melly, forcing her to not testify in the trial, which is known as witness tampering. If found guilty, Melly will be facing a life sentence regardless if he actually took out Sack Chaser and Juvie.
Filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
This could not have come at a worse time. The feds have been looking for her for over a year now, wanting questions about YNW Sack Chaser and Juvie, and then she suddenly returns to the USA right before his second trial. As the feds were investigating on Mariah, as people in Melly's hometown were speaking a lot about Mariah's involvement in the crime. This resulted in YNW Juvie's father even doing his own investigation, asking around town people that he knows from all areas, where he learned that Melly was using code words against Mariah to make her not testify against him in trial.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying, like, to me, they going through extreme measures, try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
if found guilty, Melly will be sentenced to life inside of prison for witness tampering charges alone. With this information being released in the court files, it answers the question on why YNW Melly has been treated so poorly inside a jail, as one interview from Melly's mother made the claim that Melly hasn't been allowed to use a phone or even look at his own mail inside a jail, which is illegal. However, if the feds have evidence Melly was using the jail phone to commit witness tampering, it answers why they were doing it.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
As the state claims that Melly was using the jail phones to commit witness tampering, and they must have evidence against it, as they wouldn't hold YNW Melly away from the phones if they didn't have evidence to prove their claims. However, later in the interview, Jamie King revealed she's absolutely heartbroken for her son. She feels helpless because he's not even being treated like a human inside a jail.
When you saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
This would end up getting the attention of rap OG Boosie, who would speak on the stress that Melly's mother has been going through, as his own mother went through a pretty similar situation.
She real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman.
This would end up sparking a pretty large debate online. Many saying that Melly should be living like this, and many saying that Melly should be released because what the jails are doing is illegal. But Charleston White, he would come out and flat out say, this is what Melly should be living like. He should be struggling, and he should not get special treatment.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated. When you done chose to play somebody.
This, however, all led into Melly's first court hearing for his upcoming second trial, where we saw YNW Melly looking very angry without a haircut, but his mood would quickly change when the judge announced his release date. It would be announced Melly has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days, leaving everyone, including YNW Melly, very surprised.
No, but let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week. And then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You will decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
As the judge couldn't even believe that Melly has been sitting inside a jail for that long without a conviction. He told the prosecutor straight up, give me a final reason as to why Melly shouldn't be released, or I'm gonna let him go on a bond. As YNW Melly's lawyers would then stand up inside of the courtroom, sharing two more reasons why he should be out. One piece of evidence coming from the original trial with Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, where Melly was texting her in real time when the crime went down and even called her on her phone when he was running away from the men down the street and hiding into a bush.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're.
As the GPS from Melly's phone on that night does actually prove that Melly was running away from the intersection the crime occurred at and that he was hiding in a bush. But they would also share from the Melly trial that the prosecutors even had to sit and admit there was never a firearm even found, further proving the theory that it was a drive-by as the people that used the firearms drove away immediately.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
But like the video, if you would release Melly, as the prosecutors, they definitely didn't want to. They would end up creating a new file as insurance to make sure Melly was never released on a bond. They would share with the judge that Melly was very close friends with rapper King Von leading into his arrest and before King Von sadly passed away. As recently a Rogue O-Block member shared a secret that Melly told King Von, where Melly was asking Von for advice on how to handle a situation where your two best friends are coming after you for financial gain.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
As the name YNW is a registered business, Melly and Bortlen were performing concerts, selling merch, and did promotions for companies. All that money would then be funneled through the YNW bank account and then split 4 ways between the 4 YNW members. But Melly and Bortlen realized Sackchaser and Juvie aren't doing any work, and they're getting the same amount of pay as the 2 people that are working, which is allegedly what led into the crime going down. When you pair this with the evidence found on Melly's phone from the trial, this is where it gets bad, as he would send a text message hours after the crime admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also found on Melly's phone was a saved video from somebody's Facebook Live, where it shows Melly and Bortlen's reaction to the crime only 6 hours after it was committed, where the 2 were sitting in a nearby parking lot, recording a music video, dancing and jumping around like nothing even happened.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! The dog still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
Showing not even an ounce of sadness for the passing of their 2 best friends. But sadly, it got even worse, as they would then bring up new charges against Melly and Bortlen to the new judge. As YNW Bortlen's home was raided by the feds, and they found insane paperwork that was stuffed into a suitcase. YNW Bortlen showed up to the original Melly trial last year for 1 day. After he left the courtroom, he then drew out on a piece of paper where all the jurors were sitting on the inside, a description of what they looked like, and possibly what their names were. As it would be announced, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortlen's home last week.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortlen was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortlen, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with a witness.
This is very illegal, as the jurors are meant to be hidden within a trial process just for their own safety. As say YNW Melly was sentenced to life inside a prison, Bortlen could have given this piece of paper to some serious street members to go out and get revenge for sentencing his best friend to life inside a prison. As even DJ Academics had to share.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They're like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.